Once we have the session set up, the next thing we need to do is either import a file or to record a new file. The first thing that I notice about this session is I don't really see what my inputs and outputs are, which is going to be important. So what I'm going to need to do is go over to the left side of my edit window, and then there's this little grid right above where my tracks are, and this is my edit window view selector. I want to see a little bit more information here about what's going on in this particular session on each one of these tracks. So I pull down the edit window view selector, and then I want to check I/O, and I might also want to check inserts just in case. So now I can see what my inputs and outputs are. I can see that the input to this top track is A1. I can see that my output is stereo monitor on this particular computer. Yours is probably going to say something different. It depends on what audio card you have. It depends on how your system is set up. One of the things that you have to troubleshoot the most when working with Pro Tools is something called the Playback Engine. The Playback Engine is found in the Setup menu. The purpose of the Playback Engine is to tell you which audio card your system is using. In my case, I have an HD native card. If you're on a Mac laptop or something without an audio interface, you're going to choose Pro Tools Aggregate I/O. If you're on a PC, what you're going to choose is something called ASIO for all. If you have that set up that way, your system should work and it should pass audio. You should hear it. In my case, I'm not going to change it, but if you do change it, it's going to give you this window that says selecting this Playback Engine will automatically save your session and quit Pro Tools. Are you sure you want to proceed? And in your case, the answer would be yes if you did need to change it. I don't, so I'm just going to click OK. Back in my edit window in the I/O column, on each track, there's an input and an output path selector. If I click on the input path selector, it shows me all of the choices that I have. Yours is probably going to say onboard mic or something like that. The next thing you have to do is activate the track record enable. It's this little red dot underneath the track name. Once that is red and flashing, you should see input levels on this meter right here. Once you've armed the track that you want to record onto, the next step is to record arm the transport and set it into motion. This could be done up at the top of the edit window, or you could pull down the window menu and access a free floating transport window. Whichever one you choose, you want to hit the red record button. And then if you're using a mouse, you would hit this green triangle button. And then you know you did it right if on the track that you would record armed, you see a growing red box, and inside of it, you see waveforms happening. This tells you that not only are you recording, but you actually have audio there. You could stop the process either by hitting the space bar or hitting this little blue square. Then you see you've created a sound file, and it has waveforms inside of it, which tells you that you actually recorded some audio.